Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the reading, the March mid-month reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. As always, if you like this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel if this is YouTube. Cancers, I'm using the Psychic Tarot, which is actually an oracle deck as well, for the main part of the reading here. And for the oracle guidance, using Talking to Heaven Mediumship, you have the what is this? Wheel of Fortune coming up here. It just came out for the sign that comes just after you, Leo, which is coming up here. There's a lot of actually fire energy coming up for you, a lot of Leo energy. You may have Leo in your chart. You may be dealing with a Leo with that lion there, as well, again, as that Wheel of Fortune coming out. Really coming into a very positive new cycle. I feel like summer is going to be really good for y'all, like the signs that are born in the summertime. So Gemini, I'm feeling a little bit, but Cancer, Leo, more specifically Virgos. Ooh, I just had like a weird little thing there happening in my arm. Your base chakra, okay, with the color red, your root, and chakras have been coming up for all the signs that I've been doing this go around. My newsletter, like blog post this week, is going to be about the 7 main chakras. So if that's something that interests you, do subscribe to that. Again, you can find the link down below on YouTube or in my bio on Instagram. 6 of Cups energy coming up here. Who did this come up for? It was someone that I filmed 2 days ago. I can't remember who got this, but yeah, a couple days ago, whatever videos I filmed a couple days ago. You have Material Harvest coming in, which definitely came up for Virgo, and I think I just mentioned them as well. And obviously, no, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, right? So that's 2 signs after you. Okay, so let's get we're gonna get 6 cards for y'all. We have moving on. Cancer, that's your energy, Chariot. Some of you might be literally moving or traveling. I felt that for Leo as well. Obviously, there might be some delays around that or needing to be flexible. 7 of Wands energy coming up. This came up and might be dealing with a Pisces, or you might have Pisces energy as well, Leo. Or, you know, I think I've mentioned this before, but sometimes the season that we're in, which is still Pisces season, sometimes that comes up as a sort of prominent energy. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes the energy of the season that we're in comes up as a prominent sort of energy. I'm feeling a lot. There's a very specific energy that I'm seeing for you, Cancers. And I almost said Leo again, because I saw it kind of in the Leo reading too. But it's like moving through passageways or doors. It feels, again, like that Wheel of Fortune, like sort of karmically supposed to happen here. Okay, I'm also seeing spiritual union as well as choose wisely. I do feel like you're going to be having a lot of choices. Could be with regard to partners or with regard to work, or maybe you're making some decisions about your friend group right now. Okay, I feel like that's the energy that you're in, that you're like thinking about here with this sacrifice energy. It's almost like this is hangman energy, okay, which is again Piscean energy there with the number 3. The 12 breaking down to a 3. And hangman energy is just that. It's all about hanging back, connecting to your intuitive source. Sometimes I view it as like sacrificing social events, right? And obviously we're all kind of doing that right now. It's almost like, again, we're being collectively forced to do that. And I just realized I kept shuffling the cards, but I must have, obviously I needed to do that. What are the messages, Spirit, for Cancers, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign? You have passion ignited following. This reminds me of the heart chakra, and that came up for Leo as well. You definitely might want to go check out that reading, the Leo reading. What are the messages for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign, Cancer? What are the messages for Cancer? Sun. There we go. Well, yeah, there's all 3 of them. Okay, triumphant success. Notice how that's coming up under moving on. I feel like if this is not a literal move or some traveling, okay, there's some emotional connections here. And this came up in the Pisces reading earlier. So again, could be dealing with a Pisces, your water sign cousin, in terms of the energies right now. Or again, it's just like the season that we're in. Patience and planning, okay, with regard to the direction it is that you're going into. This came up in Pisces as well. So I think I'm going to read for this card, but yeah, Chariot energy, okay, which is your energy, Cancers, a literal or figurative move here, moving on, okay? And what happens once you move? I feel like this is very much connected to this emotional withdrawal, okay? That going within sort of is going to help in this moving on or moving forward process, especially if this is like more of a metaphorical moving on and not like a literal move or some kind of travel, okay? And as soon as you do that here, you have triumphant success coming in. This is like the Ace of Swords, okay? Air energy. Being really clear and decisive and concise with who and what you want, right? Remember with that choose wisely energy that we saw, who and what you want, what direction you want to go into. It's almost like a rebirth energy happening here as well, okay? But rebirth only happens after the metaphorical death process, okay? So it's like you have already gone through that death process, right? And you're about to enter this cycle of rebirth coming in for you here. Feels very good here with the Triumph card coming up here at the bottom. I can't remember, this is a major arcana card. So let me just take a look real quick and see which one. The Chariot, that's your card again. So you have double Chariot energy coming up. Yeah, I might read for both of these, okay? Maybe let me read for moving on first, and then we'll read for Triumph, okay? And then recognition and reward, that kind of speaks for itself, okay? I feel like that's really, there's a lot of Aquarian star energy that's been coming up for people, okay? Really moving into, perhaps for some of you, the limelight, right? To whatever varying degrees, but just having really more of a leadership or like a public sort of facing role, like having people either look up to you. Some of you might be teachers, right? Or, you know, could also be like your own kids or kids in your life, something along those lines. It feels very like rising up, and then people looking up at you, looking at you like, how did you do what you did, basically, you know, almost being like a teacher. Ooh, and look, I just saw positive movement forward. Okay, what card was I looking for? Moving on, right? Yes. Okay. You are about to embark on a much needed journey to leave the past behind. This card lets you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it signifies that the time has arrived in which a difficult cycle in your life is coming to an end. In the traditional tarot, this card also implies traveling or going forward, involving crossing water or even moving abroad. Calmer waters are ahead, and with all the lessons you've learned from past experiences, you're approaching this period having grown, and you're so much stronger for it. The healing process is underway, and now you can set your goals and desires and objectives to secure a more positive and successful future, because your mind is more settled and less worried. Synchronistic events will bring the right conditions and introduce people into your life for your highest good. And literally right after that card in the book, there's a card that came out in the Leo reading. Again, you might have Leo energy or you're dealing with a Leo. It's the Deception and Envy card. I really feel like as people especially those people who are doing the work, are following their intuition, are maintaining alignment, okay, and that's what that chakra blog post is going to be all about. Other people who, you know, either, I won't say can, I'll say won't. It's like they refuse to do the work. They refuse to grow. They're going to be looking at you looking like a pillar of salt. They're going to be looking like that. They're going to be looking at you moving forward. They're going to be stuck where they are looking like a pillar of salt if and until they decide to do the work for themselves, because everyone has to do the work for themselves, right? So the Triumph card, again, much of the same imagery here. And again, your energy, Cancer, Chariot energy. The power of your soul is pushing and nudging you steadily forward. Whether you're setting new goals, developing ideas, or planning a journey, it's essential that it's carefully thought out, right? And we saw patience and planning here coming up at the bottom of the deck. When you tap into your inner guidance and balance it with self-control, hard work, and perseverance, it's likely to manifest a triumphant outcome. It's time for you to be single-minded and focused on the end goal. Visualize the successful results as if it were happening right now. When you've achieved what you've set out to do, your ability to meet other life challenges will be significantly increased. When you try to move forward without balance, direction, or guidance, it's easy to slip off your intended path and be drawn away from your desired goal. Now is not the time to let go or allow the river of life to pull you into its current, as you can so easily lose control. Grab your oars, grip them tightly, and steer carefully towards your highest aim or destination. The Triumph card reminds you that you don't have to be alone with all of life's ups and downs and the challenges that face you. This is a time to tap into the powerful knowledge of others, as well as to use the inner resources that are within you. Beautiful. Wow. This is a really powerful, strong message. And again, that strength card, that power card, that Leo energy really is coming through as well in your Cancer reading, as well in your reading, Cancer. Jeez, I can't talk. And sorry, there was another point there. And look at that, power is coming up. I'm telling you, these cards are falling in such a funny way. That card that we saw literally falls right after this Triumph, from the 7 to the 8, okay? From the 6, in fact, to the 7 to the 8. And that energy, again, is also helping you withdraw or let go, okay, of things that no longer serve you emotionally. They may have been things that you let hold you back in the past, but you are no longer doing that, okay? The other thing I wanted to say was, this is very reminiscent of energy that I picked up on in the Every Other Day card reading, which I filmed live this morning on IG. So it's still up in the stories, I believe. I also posted a little write-up about it. If you didn't have a chance to watch it, please go ahead and watch it if this reading resonates with you. So like I mentioned, for the Oracle guidance, we're using the Talking to Heaven Mediumship deck. These can be messages from your higher self. They can also be messages from other souls that you're connected with on the earth plane, but who you may not be in communication with, or you may not be in physical proximity to, right? That could be a lot of us right now. And they can also be messages from deceased or departed loved ones, okay? And for all of the readings that I've done so far, and again, you guys are second to last, I have one more reading to do, and I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say it's going to be the same way for Cancer as well. For all the readings I've done, it has been the latter, okay? A deceased or departed loved one, or even someone who is transitioning right now, okay? That's a large part of the collective energy right now, is that life to death transition process, okay? Just with, again, with what's going on a globally collective level, okay? And don't know if any of you personally are dealing with that right now, you know, hopefully not, but, you know, life is death is a part of life, rather, I guess I should say, right? So at some point, we each have to confront death in some shape or form, right? So, but it's not to say that it's easy, and I do extend my condolences to anyone who, you know, might be dealing with the passing of a loved one or someone you're very close to. Okay, so this individual that you're connecting with is telling you that they are not dead. Why? Because energy doesn't die, okay? And again, this is something that I talked about in my earlier reading. They're telling you, I have no more earthly worries, right? So they're out of their physical body, out of their physical form. They no longer have to deal with any sort of physical issues. They don't have to deal with money. They don't have to deal with work, you know? And so what is the energy and the vibration that they're operating in and that they're trying to help you in? It's a vibration of love. It's a vibration of spiritual support, guidance, protection, okay? Let me read for, I don't think I've actually read for this card before, and then I'll close out the readings for you here, Cancers. Okay, so I am not dead. Only my physical body is gone, and I know that our bodies are just a small part of who we really are. I am aware that you miss my voice and physical presence, but my soul and spirit are very much alive. I just got the chills. The times when you felt my energy, I really was there next to you as I am now. We each have a unique energy fingerprint, and you recognize mine when I'm with you. Trust that feeling. I am actually more alive now than ever before. Gone are all the distractions and stressors that I allowed to rob me of the enjoyment of my life. Now I see how trivial everything was, and that all that ever mattered were the important priorities of love, family, friendship, caring, and helping. But I've also discovered how to turn my regrets into learning and growing, and I ask you to do the same. I now see that I never had anything to fear. There is no death, and nothing bad can ever happen to anyone in spiritual truth. Of course, it's important to be smart and careful and always follow your guidance, but please don't forsake joy because of fears, because there's truly nothing to fear. And that message of not being afraid has come up so much in the readings this week, both in the collective readings as well as in client readings. And it's so important right now to, again, you know, yes, are things not ideal? Are things a bit uncertain? Are things even a little bit scary? Yes, absolutely. And honor all of those feelings and those thoughts that you may have, but turn that around, like the book's guidance said, and do something with that. Use that energy to fuel you. Use that energy to put a plan of self-care together, to put a health plan together, to put a business plan together, whatever it is that you have, you know, want, even just to indulge in your creative side. Maybe go get some arts and crafts and do some things with your kids around the house. Use it as a time to deep clean. I don't know, like there are literally so many options. What can we do with this energy? What is this energy right now good for? It's good for, you know, really preparing yourself, doing the deep dive cleansing, whether in your physical environment or in your internal environment, so that when the time is right, when we hit, I think especially more so Aries season, you will be able to move forward, and you will be able to move forward confidently and positively. And like I mentioned, I didn't even really talk about it that much, but that recognition and reward is on the way. I'm feeling something, and I'm like, did I pick this up in the Leo reading as well? I can't remember, but there's something about the next like 3 months, okay, which would take us into your birthday season, June, and then the next 3 months after that as well, which would be September. Okay, so might be important for some of you here. At any rate, Cancers, if you did like this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so through my website. And in either case, I do again thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye.